Out of all of those, probably the most important is this one. The one with the pull-offs. One of the best ways to really get the scales worked into your memory is to just play the scales, take each pattern by itself and play it all up and down the neck. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to take that first pentatonic pattern, I'm going to play it up and back, I'm going to slide up one fret, slide up another fret, and so on. I've done this with all of my scale patterns just countless times. It really helps you to get your hands just together so much that you almost never hit a wrong note because your hand just knows where to go. Okay? So do a lot of that kind of exercise. Do a lot of that, moving all the scales. And I'm not talking just about the pentatonics. Do that same thing with the diatonics as well. We might take a diatonic pattern like this. Up one. Up again. And you just keep on going. Play the whole neck of the guitar. Play all the way to the top. And then back again. Try doing that a few times. You will become so much better at lead guitar when you do that kind of thing, when you put in that kind of effort. It's a great way to practice. Another method of practicing your scales that will help you, again, just burn them into your memory, but also to get your fingers really fired up, and especially if you're a metal player, you want to do this kind of stuff. I used to do a lot of this, haven't done it in a while, but I'm going to stay down here in this first position. I'm just going to play a diatonic pattern. And again, it doesn't matter which pattern I play, it's just the concept of how to practice the pattern that we're talking about here. All right? Because you should try this with every pattern. It really will help, okay? I'm going to do what's called a legato roll, okay? And what I do there is let's say the pattern is 1, 2, 3. Well, I'm just going to pick it once and roll it. Okay? Get used to doing that. Get to where your hand is. And this takes strength, so it takes exercise. You need to do this a whole bunch of times to build up the strength to do it, and then the speed on top of that. Okay? And a cool thing that you can do with this, and I recommend that you try this, is if you roll a couple of strings like this, using a little bit of pick hand muting. There, but I don't have to, that's a different issue. I'm just rolling. I pick once on each string and I just hammer on the other fingers. Okay? You might even just go ahead and practice that shape all the way across the neck. I'm not even worried about a scale anymore. I'm just playing 1, 2, 4 on every string. That's not a scale. That doesn't really fit musically with anything. Maybe jazz. Sounds a little jazzy. Right? That kind of exercise is a good idea. I did 1, 2, 4 there. I used to do all combination of these. How about 1, 3, 4? Okay. How about 1, 2, 4 with a big old stretch? Okay. All those kind of things will help you out. All right. So that's enough of that little exercise there. I'm sure you can have all kinds of fun. In fact, if you crank up the distortion on your amp, you just can wail away like that all day long. The opposite, of course, is true too. Pull-offs. I'm going to start on the high string here. I'm playing first finger, second finger, fourth finger. I'm going to start with the fourth finger, pick it, and pull off. One pick for each 3 notes. So I'm picking once when my little finger's down, and then pulling it off to the second finger, and then pulling that off to the first finger. How about 1, 3, 4? Alright, all those kind of things are very helpful to you. That'll really wear you out quick, but that's a sign that it's really going to build up some strength and some agility and speed with your fingers. Okay?